Hey, good morning. Welcome Sunday morning to MLB, DFS, and WNBA. I'm reading off the screen here. I kind of screwed that up, but it's MLB and WNBA DFS pre-lock live. Pete Cole here. I am joined today by Walt Waddell. He's going to be on right after me. So first of all, I just want to apologize. We had some technical issues here with YouTube. So it's already 12:15. We got a 1 o'clock lock for MLB. So I'm gonna kind of move through MLB quick so we get Walt to get on and talk about WNBA. I do know some of you guys are on here for that. But it's a good day. It's a good day when we have two of our big sports at YFC going back to back. MLB lock is 1, WNBA lock is 2. But it's good. $35 a month. First 6 months for your fielder's choice. We're a new site. Check us out. Our niche is small sports, plus MLB is our flagship. But the guy's coming on after me as Walt. Most of you know, I call him the dean of college basketball. He is by far the best in the industry in college basketball, college football, and especially WNBA. So if you guys think this guy knows college hoops, wait to hear him on WNBA. They've been crushing to start the season. They crushed Friday night big time. I know he came close to shipping, I think, the 44. So when I get done, just hang on. He'll be right in after me. Okay, so MLB quickly. Today, weather-wise, there's no big weather issues. I was just looking up when we were on delay there. The New York-Baltimore game is going to start okay, but we're going to get some rain later on. It may not finish, but it should be fine. No postponement worries. Boston, maybe a possible delay. No big issues. Everything else is the later games. I'm seeing some Colorado issues, but that's for the afternoon slate, which we're not going to talk about. And Vegas, everything today, again, I think this actually may be the last day that Toronto is down here in Dunedin. And this is where I am. I think they're moving back to Buffalo, I believe. But they got a 6 over-under in Vegas. So my attention's on Toronto today, Toronto and Philly. Especially Toronto as they're going up against Anderson. The closest to them is Boston at 5.3, and then the Yankees at 5.1. Everybody else is under 5 runs. So we're looking at Toronto, Boston, and Yankees as our big bats. Let's get right into pitching. If you guys have any questions, Walt's doing his ratings WNBA article right now. I'm watching him on the screen, so it'll be out in a couple minutes. If you guys have any questions about pitching, just throw them in the chat. Devin just updated the cheat sheet a few minutes ago, so we're good on that. So you guys are subscribers. Once again, $35 a month for 6 months. Check it out. It's the best cheat sheet by far in the industry. I'm not just saying it because I've used it for a long time, long before I actually worked here. I've always thought it was the best. It's got everything you need. You don't need anything else. So looking at pitching right now, we got 3 big, well, there's no aces going today, but 3 like decent shell pitchers. Freddie Peralta, Lance McCullers. Whoa, Robbie Ray just jumped up. It was Freddie Peralta, Lance McCullers, and Alex Wood. Okay, that's how I started this morning when I was writing my article. First, McCullers. I'm on McCullers today. It's probably the first time all season I've been on McCullers, but he's actually been better than I even thought. He's got 3.10 ERA, 3-1 record, 47 strikeouts in 40 innings. And he's going against the Rangers today, high upside strikeout team. Also, he's much better at home. He's got a career 2.63 ERA, 21-8 record, compared to a 4.79 ERA on the road. So I like McCullers today. Can't believe I'm saying that because to me, McCullers is more of a GPP pitcher usually, but I'm on him today. He's looking at over 36% ownership right now on our projections. Maybe I got a feeling he may even be higher. Now, the question is, who's going to be your SP2? Now, we're talking cash here. Early this morning, Alex Wood was the love of the day. He's actually dropped right now down to 11% on DK. Robbie Ray has jumped up to almost 30%, mainly because the Philadelphia lineup came out in Dunedin, and it's watered down. There's no Harper. There's no Real Muto. We got Alex Bohm batting cleanup, Brad Miller 5th, Andrew Knapp 6th. Herrera batting 7th. Robbie Ray is actually having a decent season, kind of going back to how he was 3 years ago. Puts him in play now. I still don't like it. It's still windy down here. It's still at least 10 miles an hour wind. It's going to be 85 degrees. It's a bandbox. It's a spring training ballpark. If anything gets in the air, it's going to go. And we still know Robbie Ray will give up home runs. So, but Ray's in the conversation right now. The other two, and I got to back up. McCullers is 30%. I totally made a mistake. Freddie Peralta right now is your highest owned on the cheat sheet. But it doesn't matter because I'm on both. Right now, I'm looking at both McCullers and Peralta as my cash plays. All right, so I apologize for saying McCullers was the highest. He's actually the second highest. So going to Freddie Peralta, who's the one at 36%, he's right now my SP2. I think he's been awesome this year. I was worried about Acuna playing today. Acuna's not in the lineup, so he doesn't have to worry about Acuna. Actually, they have, I think Adrian's leading off. They do, which actually helps Peralta more. To me, Peralta's a stud today. He's at almost a 40% strikeout rate all season. Probably the worst matchup of all these guys because it is the Braves. But still, I'm on Peralta because of that upside. He's got the highest upside, definitely on a slate. So right now, I'm looking at McCullers and Peralta exactly how the cheat sheet is showing us. If you want to be a little different, you got Alex Wood, whose ownership is dropped, but I still think Wood is in a really good spot going up against Pittsburgh, who's a bad hitting team. Wood's been lights out. He's got a 1.8 ERA. He's 4-0. He's got a whip of which is unheard of, 0.83, which is going to definitely go up. You can see some regression there. But he's gone at least 5 innings. He's given up no more than 2 runs. And he's going against a pretty bad Pittsburgh team. I don't know. It's more of a gut feeling today, but I just got a feeling that Pittsburgh may end up hitting today because I just don't think Wood is that good of a pitcher how he's pitching. He's always been a decent pitcher when he was in LA, but I'm ranking him right now third behind McCullers and Peralta. So, but if you want to run Alex Wood in cash at 9.4, go for it. It's still a good play. Okay, so that's our pitchers. Like I said, good point. You just said that in the chat about FanDuel. Wood actually is very cheap on FanDuel. I definitely would put him. He's 7.5, so I'd rank him 1 or 2 on FanDuel. I still like Peralta on FanDuel, but $1,500 difference, you can definitely go with Alex Wood. Also, if you're looking in cash and DK, you got to put Kyle Hendricks there. Kyle Hendricks, one of these guys, seems like he always has a good game after a bad game. I actually used him last weekend against Pittsburgh, and he actually pitched well. He just had bad luck. But Hendricks is in play also. I would think I'm starting to see him catching some love across the industry, going against Detroit. Usually when you're pitching against Detroit, it's almost a cheat sheet, but Detroit isn't hitting much better. If anything, I'd rather go to Matt Boyd on the other side, the lefty against Chicago today. They're in Detroit. You don't have to worry about the Wrigley wind, but both Hendricks and Boyd are in play. To me, mostly GPP. Okay, so now we're going to go around the bases quickly, starting with catcher. As long as there's no questions. Ray or Cease for GPP, definitely Robbie Ray. I said Robbie Ray, when you look at that lineup, it's watered down. The only thing you got to worry about is Dunedin. I thought Ray was going to be a really sneaky play today, but now he's not going to be. So, but still Ray and GPP, definitely. Noah, great GPP play. He was actually on the top of my list earlier. He's 4-1, really good, 2.23 ERA in 7 starts. Another slow whip, 89, 9.8 Ks per 9. Noah too. I would probably rank him Ray, Noah, and then Cease. I'm running GPPs. All right. If there's no any more questions on pitcher, we'll go to catcher. Also, I want to make a note. If you guys are on our website, check out our YFC Pro Shop. I just brought it up. I'm wearing one of the sweatshirts right now. It's an awesome hoodie. The hats are cool. 15% off promo right now for a limited time. And all our premium members get a one-time 25% discount. Check that out. It's on our website. To me, it's one of the best merch shops I've seen on these DFS sites. So I'm not just saying that. But once you see it, it's cool. And once you get the stuff tonight, or once you get the stuff, if you order it, you'll see that hat. It's like a trucker's hat, but it's pretty awesome. All right, so let's go around the field. Catcher, right now, I'm probably going to go low just because I'm going to be throwing 2 high-dollar pitchers. That means I'm probably going to use like Danny Jansen. Jansen's boom or bust. He can lose one to need, and he can also strike out 3 times. We saw what he did when he had those 3 home runs last week in 4 games. He's my punt play down there. Also look at Ms. Rio Muto's not playing today. Andrew Knapp, but going against Ray, Knapp's batting sixth. He's a punt. Gary Sanchez is actually hitting much better, but at 5-1, I know he's going to be popular like he always is. I don't play Sanchez in cast, but he will be popular. So I'm seeing about 18% ownership. Look at him. If I'm going to go all the way up, though, I'm going to look at Contreras, who's just crushing the ball, batting against Boyd. That's the greatest matchup, but he's still crushing lefties. 351 ISO, 427 WOBA. Another name for GPP is Buster Posey. Great matchup against Mitch Keller. He's a reverse splits hitter this year. He's crushing 304 ISO, 458 WOBA. He's actually hitting 360 on the year. So put Buster Posey into his conversation too. Probably more of a GPP play, but definitely in play. He's like mid fours, I believe. He's 5K on DK, 3.5 on FanDuel. So FanDuel not a bad play at all. All right, so that's our catchers. Thoughts on Baby Contreras? I'm assuming he made the lineup today, right? He hit a home run last night. So we're talking about his little brother, Wilson's little brother. And why can't I find the Braves lineup? He's batting seventh. GPP only because I like Peralta for cash. But he's down to 3.4, right? I think he was up at like 3.7. He let one go again last night. He's actually got 2 home runs in his last 3 games. Not a bad spot, but Peralta also can strike him out 3 times. So GPP play. Stallings actually, nice call there, Donde, on Stallings. Stallings right now is bent on fire. He's one of the hottest catchers right now in baseball. If you look at his logs, yesterday he had 3 hits, a double, a home run, 4 ribbies. I think he had another good game earlier in the week. He's at 260 on the season. So, yeah, Stallings is in play. His price is 2.6. But this is why I didn't have him in cash, because he's going against Alex Wood. Yeah, so GPP. I knew there was a reason I didn't list him as a cash play. Because we like Wood, the season Wood is having. But Stallings right now got 381 ISO against lefties on the year. So, not having a bad year. Good call, though. All right, so if there's anything else on catcher, let's run to first base. Man, I'm all over Vlad today. If the cheat sheet's not going to tell us that, but he's crushing Dunedin. This may be his last game there ever besides spring training. If you can get Vlad, get him. Cheat sheet's only showing him 8% mainly because he's up to 6K, but he's hitting like a 6K hitter should be. He's hitting better than most of these 6K hitters. Vlad is on fire, especially in this park against this pitcher. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it being a righty on righty matchup. It's Chase Anderson. He can totally own Chase Anderson. Don't worry about that. I like Vlad, but the popular play is probably going to be the ownership wise is Michael Chavis, but you can also play Chavis at second base where I'm probably going to play him. You got Chavis leading off today. I mean, to me, Chavis is more of a boomer bust player because he's either going to hit a dong or go 0 for 4. But against Quintana, he's got the positive splits leading off at 2-3. I think you got to play him somewhere at first or second. So Chavis is getting most of the ownership there. Beside that, Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani is going to be in my lineup one way or another. So if I'm playing Vlad at first and I'm playing Chavis at second, Ohtani's in the outfield. There's no way Ohtani is still sitting here at 4-5. He's turned into one of the best hitters in baseball. He's making my lineup. There's no doubt he's going to be in my lineup somewhere. Is he a little bit of a slump? Yeah, but we've seen the upside he has. We've seen what he did the other day and when he went opposite field in Fenway Park. Ohtani's in my lineup somewhere. Any other plays there? People are talking about Bobby Dahlback, who actually is kind of on a little bit of a heater right now. And I believe Dahlback is in the lineup, right? Dahlback had finally started to hit, which we all saw in spring training, but he's in play. You can also look at Hoskins. He's batting third anytime. He's probably the only Philly that's actually hitting the series down here. And you always want to target him against lefties. Robbie Ray's a lefty. So I like Hoskins. And then you got Luke Voigt batting second for New York. This is what I'm saying. I think this is a pay-up position. You can get Chavis a second. Voigt's he's got Judge there to protect him now. hitting second. I don't like the Yankees lineup today. It's kind of watered down, but Voit and Judge are definitely in play. It's just the way Judge is hitting. Anybody else I'm looking at? That's pretty much it. Rowdy Tellez. Yeah, I guess I forgot about Rowdy Tellez as a punt play, but I'm playing Vlad. Tellez actually is in a good spot also, batting sixth against Chase Anderson. All right, any other questions at first base? Chavez and Delbeck TVP versus lefty? Yeah, you can definitely. I mean, I said Chavez is going to be poppy. You almost have to play Chavez because if he hits one and you don't have him playing, you're kind of screwed. So, all Brewers bats a fade. Brewers bats are always a fade. So, is Miller's 247? Is that Mark Johnson? I'm assuming, right? Miggs? But yeah, Dalbec, 2 homers, 2 doubles over the last 3 games. Positive platoon. Playing GBPs. That's a somebody just said definitely stack Dalbec with him in GBP. Definitely, that's a great cheap stack. Also, you got Hunter Renfroe in there. I'm probably playing in cash today. Renfroe's a cheap one too, where you can get Boston as a stack. All right, so going second base here. Looking at Devin's cheat sheet. Popular play is Chavez, so he's over 30%, 35%. So you want to get Chavez at first or second base. If you don't play Chavez there, I think Semion's in play. Semien, though, is a payoff. He's over 5K. This is why I'm playing Chavez at second, because I don't think second base is really good today. You got, actually, Gene Segura is not starting, right? Yeah, Segura's taking a seat today. So if you look at my top plays, with Segura not playing, I don't have nobody there hardly besides Chavez and Semien. Anybody else? DJ LeMahieu for the Yankees, GPP play, but we're not seeing a DJ that we're used to seeing. He's getting a little bit hotter, but a hot streak's got to come for this guy. There's a start today, possibly, but I'm not paying that kind of money for DJ 5-4 leading off, even if it's Adam Pluko starting. I'm just not doing it. To me, just go to Chavez. So if it's a lefty, just run him out there. Then you can get a big bat at first base instead of playing a 5K Semien. That'll take us right to third base. At third base, and I just noticed Kevin Biggio was not starting. I kind of did like Biggio there today, but that's cool. Look at the cheat sheet right now. It's going to probably show us Gio Urshela is popular, and DJ's popular, and Alec Boehm's popular. Urshela's popular because he's batting cleanup today. He's 4.8 against Pluko. I may take a chance at Alec Boehm today. He may be the only guy I play against Robbie Ray because he's batting cleanup. He's batting cleanup in Dunedin at 3-4. I think it's the one player I can take a chance of in cash. He's showing 14% ownership, so you might see him between 14 and 20. He's right up there with Gio and DJ. That's kind of my call. If there's anybody else, though, I like Anthony Rendon. Is Angels lineup even out yet? It wasn't out earlier. If Rendon's playing, Rendon's obviously more of a cash play, but I like Rendon today. I just got more of a gut feeling on him. Yeah, he's batting cleanup. Just came out actually. Joe Moncada. I'm a Moncada guy. I like him. I also like even Evan Longoria, who's actually kind of in a slump now, but he's in a really good spot against Mitch Keller. Longoria can hit Keller. You want to go really low, you got Brad Miller for the Phillies, batting 5th, I believe. Batting 5th against Robbie Ray, lefty on lefty, but still Miller can take one out of Dunedin. And then the Blue Jays, you want to really punt, got Santiago Espinal batting 8th, third base shortstop eligible. He's getting a shot today. And he's shown some pop. I actually watched him a couple weeks ago, but he doesn't play much, but definitely play at 2.7. If you're going to stack the Jays, it's kind of a good sneaky stack there. Don Day, low GBP with Meadows. We'll get to Austin Meadows. Austin Meadows is actually one of my favorite plays today, kind of a off-the-radar play. And I'm glad you did say Brandon Lau, because I usually don't look at Brandon Lau on DK, but Brandon Lau is definitely in play today. Usually cheaper on FanDuel, but we'll get to Meadows. I love Meadows today. But you can definitely play Brandon Lau. Those two guys stacking for the Jays is probably all for the Rays. That's probably all I'd really want against Stroman. But allow Meadows, we can run them. We even got Choi starting today. All right, Don Day, nice call there with Meadows. Shortstop. I think you got to pay up today. You go Boggs or Bichette. Donaldson. You no problem with Donaldson today, but it's Chris Bassett. I don't mess with Chris Bassett too much. I think Chris Bassett is a better real life pitcher than he is DFS pitcher, but I just don't. I think Bassett's too well, especially the way Bogarts is hitting and Bichette's hitting. Cash, we're probably going to see Bichette is carrying heavy ownership, over 30% on our projections. Bogarts 15. So Bogarts is a nice pivot. I'm on Bichette today as I'm on Toronto. But Bogarts right now is hitting 364 against lefties. It's Quintana. We know we can hit Quintana. 273 ISO, 452 WOBA, 2 home runs last 3 days, plus 6 for 14 BVP up Quintana. Should be batting cleanup, right? I believe he's batting cleanup today. So, yeah, batting cleanup against Quintana. I like him. You can go a little bit cheaper, though, and go Bichette. I love Bichette's game, power, speed, in Dunedin. So I'm going to take my last crack here. They go up to Buffalo, and he got him batting second against Chase Anderson. I'm rolling Bichette out. Great matchup, but Boggs is just as good of a play, or maybe even better. And you're going to catch him lower owned, so that could be a nice little pivot so you're not all chalky today. Brandon Crawford's another one that's going to be really low owned today, as long as he is in the lineup. And he's bat 7th. He's got home runs down back-to-back games. He's now got 9 homers on the year with 21 ribbies, and he gets Mitch Keller today. Smashes righties. So you want a sneaky play, Brandon Crawford. He's 4-3 though. That's probably why I'm not really touting him up. Brandon Crawford knows a sneaky play. Probably my sneaky play of the day. Anybody else? No. Is Wade? Did Wade make the Yankees lineup? Tyler Wade batting 9th at 2-4. I guess you can use him as a punt. Especially you want to do a wraparound Yankee stack to get cheaper. You can go like Wade, DJ, Luke, and Aaron Judge. Something like that. All right, outfield. Outfield quickly got Aaron. It's already 20 of 1 here, so I'm going to run through my top outfields really quick. You got to like Aaron Judge. He's on fire. He's been crushing baseballs. He's not going to slow down today against Aaron Pluko. If you have the money, get Judge in your lineup. Toronto outfielders I like. I think they're all underpriced. You got T.O. batting 4th at 4-4. You got Lourdes Gurriel batting 7th. And Randall Grichuk I like batting 5th. I'm probably going to play Ohtani in the outfield because I want to play Vlad at first. My top value is Hunter Renfroe. He's sitting and he's kind of batting toward the bottom of the order, but I don't care about that. I like Renfroe today. Quintana sucks against righties. Quintana's actually giving him a 344 batting average and 930 OPS to righties. Renfroe's hitting 303 against lefties. He's got 2 home runs against Quintana's career. I'm playing Renfroe at 2.8. He's way too cheap. My decision is going to be for that last spot. You got Kyle Tucker on fire, totally on fire here, and they're still not messing with his price. He's still 3.5 on DK. He's 3 for 7 career off Kyle Gibson, hottest hitter in baseball. He's rocking a 7-game hit streak, 5 multi-hit outings, 4 home runs in that span, and he's only 3.5 DK, 2.6 on FanDuel. You play him, or I got my call of the day, sneaky play of the day. I'm all over Austin Meadows today against Marcus Stroman. Looking at this year, there's two Raid batters. There's crushing righties. That's Meadows and Brandon Lau. Meadows got 375 WOBA, 307 ISO against righties, 45% hard hit, 54% fly ball. We know Meadows is a ground ball pitcher. Meadows fly ball hitter. Give me Meadows all day. I might even play Meadows over Tucker. Now, the cheat sheet's not going to tell you this, so this is more of a gut call for me. But I like Austin Meadows a lot today. Cheat sheet, Teal's on top, 26%. Pretty much, he's the highest on DK. FanDuel, Aaron Judge, and Trout are both high because especially Judge is only 3-4 in FanDuel. So if you're playing FanDuel, you probably just lock Judge in. If I'm playing FanDuel, I'm locking in Judge and Teal. 3-4 Judge, Teal 3-0. On DK, I'm locking in Renfroe at 2.8. I'm not sure if I can get the Teal with the guys I want if I'm playing Vlad, but remember, you don't have to play that. You can play Bobby Dalbeck at first, Shavisa second, and run a higher guy at outfield. That's your call. That's what makes DFS fun. But we want to play JD Martinez against a lefty. We know he crushes lefties. Boom. Use JD if you want. But this slate is not going to be as chalky as I thought it was going to be. There's going to be a few plays that you can kind of zig and anybody else is zagging. And that is it, guys. It's 12:40. I want to get Walt on here quick. Also, let me just give you my prize picks real quick. Code YFC. Today, I just ran it quick. Aaron Judge over 7. Tim Anderson over 7.5. Sorry, guys, about the delay. If there's any other questions, you can hit me up in premium. I'm going to turn this over to my man, Walt Waddell and WNBA. Good luck, guys. Let's rock it. Thanks.
All right, what's up, guys? WNBA time. Thank you, Pete. Very good job there, as always, on MLB. We do have lock here in just over an hour, so I will try to break that down for you guys. We do have 2 games here. If you have questions, please feel free to pop those into YouTube as well. New York versus Indiana, rematch of the Friday game, and then Phoenix and Connecticut. So on this one, we're going to definitely want to stack the New York, Indiana. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I had to run and grab something before I jumped on here. Indiana's minus 200. They're at home this time. The first game was in New York. Total's 164. The Connecticut game, the total's 163. They're minus 120. Phoenix is even. So I'm definitely going to want to stack up the New York, Indiana game. Even though Vegas has the totals pretty similar, I would expect this one to be much higher scoring, less defense. We just saw these two teams go head-to-head. We know right away that Sabrina Ionescu is a must-play. Her price has actually gone down slightly to 10K on DraftKings after posting a 25-6-11. She flirted with a triple-double there. Her girl, Bet Laney, she posted a 35-2 stat line, 30 actual points. She was only 7%. We were all over her. If you had her on that first day, along with Pete's call of Tierra McCowan, you probably cashed everything, so it was a very good first day. 2-game slate now. Laney's probably going to be higher owned. That's fine. She does cost more than Sabrina Ionescu today, but I think I'm going to try and get both of them in my lineups again. I did run the double guard stack from New York last slate with Laney and Ionescu. It's going to be difficult to do because they're both priced over 10K. Obviously, people are going to be chasing Jonquel Jones, Tierra McCowan. There's some really good high-priced options, and the value's not quite as a slam dunk as it was that first slate where we had, Ariel Powers, Jontel Lavender, Erica Wheeler, who didn't end up doing that well, but the other value options like Powers they smoked. So we're going to have to get a little bit more creative, but I'm definitely going to be on Ionescu, very comfortable. I think the early DVP, it's only one game, but it's very obvious if you watch the game. Indiana's guard play is going to struggle trying to defend the ball. Danielle Robinson, who is a longtime vet, she is their better defender, and she was trying to guard Laney as best as she could, but New York does a very good job of setting screens up top. She just gets lost. The rest of the guards, they just don't recover as well. So expect guards to tear up the fever all season long. So yes, I am back on Laney and Ionescu. I do expect this game to be pretty much in the 80s, 90s as well. I am a little hesitant to chase Michaela Onyenuere. She had a really strong effort, scored 18 points in her first WNBA game. She was a very good play on FanDuel. She was near min price. She wasn't very highly owned on DraftKings because she was, in the 5-6K range, which she will be again today. And I don't mind stacking her. She's 6'3", but little news just came out for New York. They did activate Rebecca Allen today, which is another forward that will make the front court rotation a little bit more murky, may take some minutes away from her. Keep that in mind if you plan on running her. But Onyenuere did play 29 minutes, which was refreshing to see. And in general, the New York Liberty's rotation, if you look at minutes, it was a lot different than I thought it'd be. I thought they would go a little deeper, and we know that they are, a little shorthanded without Howard. But still, the minutes were very concentrated. And you look at it, Kylie Shook played 26, Onyenuere 29, Laney 38, so she basically plays the entire game. Whitcomb played 27, and then Sabrina played 37. And then you only had 2 other players off the bench in double-digit minutes, Jasmine Jones at 14 and Rashonda Gray at 12. Clarendon's pretty much a non-factor after being, a starter last year. And Dee Richards, Joyner Holmes, players like that are just going to be giving them water breaks. So this is refreshing and nice to see, though the Liberty's rotation, at least right now, is easy to predict. When Howard comes into it, that might be different. But as of right now, Ionescu and Laney are going to play a lot of minutes. I am back on Kylie Shook despite the news that Rebecca Allen has been activated. She's really cheap on DraftKings at just 4.9K, so she allows you to stack an additional piece in that New York game, which we want to do. She didn't play that bad either. I mean, the game that she played 26 minutes, she had 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Some other statistics, not great, but our value, we can't, as we mentioned on that first slate, we can't expect to get the aerial powers at near min price. It's just not a realistic thing. So at 4.9 for Shook, that's definitely going to be a good value play for us. And you could even take a GPP shot at Rebecca Allen at 4.8. Definitely don't mind it. Sammy Whitcomb at 5.2 will play roughly 25 to 30 minutes. She's typically a 3-point shooter. We mentioned that on day one. She was crashing the glass, doing some other things for them, kind of providing a veteran, on the roster. One thing about New York's offense is they're running a lot of pick and rolls up top, very fluid offense, and they all have the green light to take threes, even Shook at the 5. So you got to love that for DFS purposes. They play, as close to an NBA offense as you could possibly see in the new ever-changing game of basketball where threes are the key to life. So I'm definitely on Whitcomb as well. I would recommend you play at least one of Whitcomb and Shook because of how cheap they are next to Laney and Ionescu. As far as DVP goes for the New York side, without Howard, they have nothing in the paint. We knew that. Tiara McCowan just absolutely dominated in every facet. The thing that surprised me the most about her was that she was actually able to play 31 minutes. Coaching staff last year would consistently, play her 15 minutes, then there'd be a game she'd play 28. It was just up and down, up and down. But right now it looks like she's going to be playing big minutes, and she had the stamina to. She played 31 minutes. She had 22 points, 16 rebounds. Also, Jantel Lavender played 28 minutes, was one of their free agent acquisitions, had 10 rebounds, 9 points. So I think we're going to see that consistently where front court players are going to just annihilate New York, at least until Howard comes. And even when Howard does come, it's not like she's going to shut down the paint. She's a good one-on-one, defender as well as a rim protector, but it's not like the other, people aren't on the weak side aren't going to do some damage. So I think there's going to be something that we see all season long. So McCowan, I would definitely go back to. She's 9.8 now. The price is up. So it's 3 from this game that we're looking at. They're all over 9K, 10K. Going to be hard. So you're going to have to play the Shooks. You're going to have to take a shot on, maybe even somebody like Victoria Vivens, who did start. She's up to 5.6. She didn't look that great. She only played 20 minutes, scored 4 points, but I would expect her to play a little bit more. Looking at the rest of the Fever's minutes distributions, Lavender played 28. Kelsey Mitchell played 30. Lindsay Allen 7, Jessica Breland 18, their rookie Gondrazik 12, and then let's see, Tiffany Mitchell 20. So they're a little more spread out. I'm basically just targeting the front court for the Fever today. Guard spots are extremely valuable on DraftKings. We only get 2 of them plus a utility. So it's really difficult to justify burning that guard spot on, a speculative play like Vivian's or even Danielle Robinson, who is, like I said, a veteran in a strong play. But I'd rather would go with high tier price options. So Fever forwards, New York Liberty guards with Kylie Shook or maybe even Rebecca Allen as your, value options. Phoenix and Connecticut, this game is several hours down the road. They're going to be a lot more defensive than I think Vegas thinks. We did see a really congested starting lineup for the Mercury. They didn't play much of their bench, which I expected. They're shorthanded right now. Same with the Connecticut Sun. Both teams are lacking in bench. So you could see the starters play roughly, 30, 32 minutes each with the bench, swallowing up 8 to 15 minutes. So bench players aren't really that appetizing here. For the Sun, Natasha Heidemann did get the start with Jasmine Thomas out. Thomas will be out at least until Wednesday. It's been said. So expect Heidemann to start again. She's 5.9 on DraftKings, which is certainly a strong price. She looked pretty solid in her game. I was kind of surprised and felt good about her production in the 29 minutes. She scored 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. So she definitely looked good. Kayla Charles came off the bench and only played 15 minutes, got just 5 rebounds. So we were saying, hey, play Charles or Heidemann, whoever starts. Looks like right now it's going to be Heidemann. So Heidemann works as a lower, sub 6K auction. That's going to be good value. This is what value is mostly going to look like in WNBA. It's going to be that price point between 4.5 and 6K. We're rarely going to get those 3.5K options that are really good. So Heideman's a good value. I was disappointed to see our girl Beatrice Montpremier not play many minutes. I was hoping to see more out of her. They only gave her 12 minutes though, so it looks like they're not quite, there yet with her. I think they're seeing what they got. They gave Stephanie Jones 13, their rookie Dejanai Carrington 10. So I think they were just rotating them in. I didn't actually watch that game, but from what I can tell here and analyzing the box score and looking at substitution patterns and the play-by-play, they were just trying to see what they got. The Mercury's front court's pretty sizable. So they're going to have to give, Montpremier some more minutes. Defensively, she's a good rim protector. Brianna Jones was in foul trouble, which is why she only played 23 minutes for the Sun last time. So they're going to need to stuff that front court to try to stop Griner. Naturally, on the Sun side, I think people are going to gravitate towards Jonquel Jones. We were all in on her. She was underpriced, at the sub 8K price point that she was on DraftKings. Her price is up to 9.9 now. I think that if she's going to be, please stop. I think that go ask mom. Go. Sorry about that, guys. So 9.9. She is going to be probably a little bit higher owned than I would, be willing to chase on that. I do like Jonk. I think in matchups like we saw against the Dream, where she put up, big stats, I would be all over her if this was a better matchup. But the Mercury defense is solid. They're full of vets. We saw that in the last game. So I'm probably not going to chase her, especially if she's going to be like 50% owned or more, like it sounds like she will. I'd much rather go down and take DeWanna Bonner instead, and then use my forward slots on McCowan, Shook, and maybe another value option. 9-4 for DeWanna Bonner after a big game. I think I'm going to try to be all in on her. She put up 21 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, which was a big stat line. And she did it almost effortlessly. Everybody was, so hype about Jonquel. She scored 16 points in the first quarter or something. You just super ham. And then you look and see what Bonner did in 36 minutes. It's like, wow, no one talked about her. It didn't even seem like it, but here she is, flirting with a triple double herself. So expect Bonner to continue to play almost the entire game. That's what we talked about in the first game, and what we see for her for the rest of the season. Even when Jasmine Thomas returns, she's going to be playing 37 plus minutes each and every game. So Bonner's just a nice, solid option. Anytime she's priced under 10K, I think I have to find a way to put her in. If I can't make Bonner, McCowan, Ionescu, and Laney work, 4 studs, 2 values, then I would probably almost sacrifice one of McCowan or Laney and get Bonner in. I think Bonner and Ionescu we have to prioritize today personally. So those are my 2 must plays, along with Heidemann. And then as far as Phoenix goes, their price pretty much the same. We talked about it last time. We're all fair. Taurasi 9.5, Griner 9.2, Turner 8.8, Diggins Smith 9. They're playable, but there's just not a lot of upside there. I think that you're going to see a lot of 25 to 30. I know Griner did put up 40 last time, but she's dealing with a Connecticut defense that is very strong, even without Alyssa Thomas. So I don't have a ton of interest in her. Kia Nurse would be the one that pops out at me right away at 7.6. That's a really good price for her. They brought her in, and obviously they're going to play her a ton. Looking at how many minutes that she actually played, 34. She scored 10.6 rebounds, 2 assists, which was a solid stat line. So if you get something similar to that stat line at a 7.6 price tag, she's definitely worth it if you can't make the 4 stud lineup work. As far as bench goes for the Mercury, only one player off the bench played more than 5 minutes. It was Shea Petty, who played 15. Sophie Cunningham, Elena Smith, and Sierra Burdick, who are their other main bench players right now, all played 5 minutes or less. So their starters will play a ton. Right now they're down Kia Vaughn, which we know is a big piece for them. You could, I guess, punt with Petty, and she's not even a full punt because of where her price is, 5.8. But again, that's more like what the value price is going to be consistently on the WNBA spectrum. So you may have to sacrifice one of the spots and just, hope that your 4 studs that you pay up all go 40 plus, and then you get, 10 fantasy points out of somebody like Petty, Rebecca Allen, or Kylie Shook. I think Shook's probably going to end up being really high owned because of all the options under 6K, she just makes the most sense. So I don't have a ton of interest on the Mercury as usual, at least right now. As far as price picks goes, the first day we went 4 for 4. Yesterday we weren't as successful. Yesterday was a weird day as far as rotations go. Today, my favorites, Tiara McCowan, over 9.5 rebounds. They are doing rebounds, assists, and points single stats on price picks now for WNBA. So I prioritize them in the article. McCowan over 9.5 rebounds is my number 1 preferred play. Sabrina Ionescu over 34.5 fantasy points. Bet Laney over 18.5 single points, and then Dewana Bonner over 38.5 fantasy. So those are my 4 favorite. If you guys aren't on Prize Picks yet, use our code YFC for a deposit match bonus. We're going to kill it with Prize Picks. All our niche sports historically have done really well. Pete's done really well with his. Adam on his soccer plays. So you guys can make a lot of money doing the Prize Picks thing. See if there's any questions. Nice to see you too, Steve. I grew my hair out, so I'm looking a little shaggy, but I'm gonna get a fade or something here later. But yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, that's pretty much it. There won't be a slate on Monday. It looks like there's no games, but then they'll be back on Tuesday. They're spreading the games out more now. They were so condensed in the Wubble last summer that girls burnt out. So we'll see a lot of 2-game, 3-game slates, a showdown here or there, and then sometimes when they get a day off. But I feel very, very good about our process. Yesterday, we had some busts. Kelsey Plum didn't work out. Diamond Shields had 20, and with those two, busts for all accounts, we still only missed the cash line in some contests by 3 points. So that gives me a lot of life that we're going to do really well. These teams I'm extremely comfortable with, especially New York and Indiana, but expect them to be highly owned, of course. But it's not easy to just stuff all these studs in like it was on day one or even yesterday. So expect some uniqueness out there if you're able to fit in some 4 stud lineups. But that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys staying on. I don't want to keep you because I know Locke's coming up on all that stuff, MLB and WNBA. We'll be back this coming week with some other shows, lots of articles. TBT is going to be around the corner this summer as well, so be ready for that. We have some cool stuff with maybe even some guests. Very, very excited for that. Thanks, guys. That's about it. Pete, thank you very much. Thanks to our producer. Everything is good to go. Let's win some money, guys. See ya.